Hi, my name is Oliver, and in this tutorial I will show you how to create alerts with the TICKpy container for the MICA. In the last tutorial we have seen how to create a new dashboard and how to create cells within that dashboard. And we created one cell which monitors our CPU usage. Now in this tutorial we want to create an alert that has been triggered whenever the CPU usage is above a certain threshold. And we also want to integrate this alert as a plot into our dashboard. So first of all, we have to go to the section Create Alerting. Then we would see this page over here. And this page is basically separated into two sections. In the top section, we see the list of alert rules that are currently available, and also we see that it's enabled here, so we can click to disable it or enable it. And in the bottom section we can see all the custom tick scripts that are available. Now every rule or tick script is processed within Capacitor, the stream processing engine. And also the rules, you can see those rules as kind of simplified tick script, because chronograph allows us to specify a rule by simply clicking through a menu. And chronograph in the background then creates for us the resulting tick script. And, in order to kind of have it better organized, I guess, they separated things over here. Okay, let's start. So first of all, we want to delete the alert rule, the existing one, by clicking delete. And then we say build rule. And now this is very straightforward. So the alert rule builder, which basically is kind of the menu that guides us through the process of creating an alert, it works like this, that we have a few steps that we have to take, and we only have to, it goes from top to bottom, so we only have to specify things in each step and scroll down. So first of all, we have to give the alert rule a name. So let's call that CPU usage greater 75%. So the type of alert is, in our case, threshold. And the time series is where we have to specify on which data the rule is applied to. So let's click again on the telegraph database, then go to CPU total, and the field CPU usage. Now the next section requires us to specify the conditions under which the alert is triggered. So therefore it says send alert where usage user is, and then we have to say either greater than, or we have several options here to specify a range in which or basically a condition when the alert is triggered. Now for our case we leave it as on greater than, and we say 75. And now what you can see is that we get a preview of the data that we have selected in the section above, as well as we can see where the threshold sits. So as we can see now that you know, the CPU usage is between 20% and 40%, well, even sometimes below that, we should go a bit lower with the threshold, so maybe we can go to 25%, something like that. Okay, so that we also see alerts. Okay, so the next thing and the last part of the alert rule builder is where we can, additionally to having the alerts being stored in the influx database, which, you know, happens on default, we can also specify another endpoint where the alert message is sent to. So it could be sent over HTTP, TCP, or basically being sent to a log file. And here we have to set the parameters, so the URL and the fields, but for our case we will just leave it like that and we will save the rule. So once the rule is saved, it automatically is enabled. So in the next step we want to go back to our dashboard. And now we want to go to Add Cell and click on the Add Graph and Add Query. And now we have to select the chronograph database, because every alert and also every tick script basically on default sends information to the chronograph database. So here we have alerts, and we can go to CPU and value. Okay, now we get a preview of the current values where the alert has been triggered. Now we can see that there's one value which is above the 25% and there's one below. Now that is because we should go back into this section here and go to level. Because every alert basically triggers when the you know, condition is fulfilled and the alert has been triggered, so it's kind of in a critical state. But as soon as it leaves this critical state, it will go back to OK. And for our visualization, we only want the ones that are basically in the critical state. So, and let's click Save, or we should also name the cell CPU usage greater than, or let's say greater 75%. Okay, let's save that. Now we can maybe, oops, should make that a bit smaller. Maybe adjust the other one as well. So there we go. Our first alert rule within the dashboard. Now there's one thing I want to show you, and that is going back to the alerts and to the history. And that is kind of this view here. So here we can see the alerts, and as I mentioned earlier, here we can see the levels. So this is basically, the red one is basically the critical one, and the green one is the one where we can see the status being okay again. So this is very helpful if we look at the history in this listed mode. We can see when we had a problem and when this was okay again. Good, so that's it for this section, and in the next section I will show you how to connect an MQTT broker to our influx database and using Telegraph. And yeah, thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next tutorial.